Yeah. So now the recording has started. It is showing now. Both of you are muted.
Yes, the recording
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
started.
Okay. So
Yes,
guys,
yes.
welcome to episode number 8. First of all, thank you so much for taking out your time and attending it Saturday evening, a weekend evening. It means a lot to me. I wantedly put it in weekend evenings because जिसको सच में अटेंड करना होता है वो लोग पक्का अटेंड करेंगे वीकेंड इवनिंग्स होने से they will sacrifice the things and they attend it. And I have been taking interviews, and it's been episode number 8, so I have been taking interviews of CAs regarding various profiles on various important topics for our CA fraternity. And I have started it since Feb. And जब भी मुझे time मिल जाता है, I take the sessions. So first time I'm getting into the CA finalists, and उसमें फिर I am digging up the topics which are important for the student fraternity as well. And lately, many people in many of the sessions have asked regarding the Big Four articleship. Like recently, I've taken the campus placement session also. वहाँ पे भी पूछे थे Big Four articleship का कितना relevance है, campus में कैसे help करता है and all. So I really I haven't done my articleship in Big Four, but I really want to know कैसे experience है उनका. And I'm very grateful to have both of these talented ladies in my network. The both of them are my very, very good friends. And immediately मैंने जैसे ही उनको बोला कि I want to do a session with you guys, and there are no better persons than both of you who can guide the aspirants. And they immediately said yes. Thanks to both of them for their time and for accepting the invitation to be part of this webinar and interview to guide all of you. So let's start. Let's not make it a delay. And there are many questions from my side as well, because I'm a very curious person. I want to know. And they will be answering one by one. And keep your questions with yourself. By the time जब तक webinar end होते जाएगा, then the webinar will be open for audience also. You guys can also put your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and talk to them. So let's start. And I will I will introduce both of them to you. Amazingly talented ladies. First of all, we have Lakshita Gupta. She's a CA finalist. She graduated from Shahid Bhagat Singh College, Delhi University, and she is presently pursuing her articleship from one of the big fours, Deloitte, in statutory audit domain, which is very, very relevant domain for CAs. And she's a content creator on LinkedIn with around 33K plus followers. She was a research intern at IIM Shillong and also a project intern at Niti Aayog. She has a stellar resume, very, very talented lady. And I would like to listen to Lakshita. How do you feel, Lakshita? Please share your words before we get into the session.
Thank you so much for such an amazing introduction. Thanks for having me here. It's such an honor to be hosted by you, by
Pleasure.
someone who has such an inspiring profile and some like you've been guiding CA students for a quite like long time. So you're really inspiring. So it's been an honor with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Lakshita. Yeah, so yes, Divanshi Jain, we have the second speaker. She's a CA finalist. She graduated from DU, and she's presently pursuing her articleship from one of the big fours, EY, in internal audit domain, business risk consulting. She's a community brand ambassador at My Safe Space, which is a voluntary group, and she has been a pitch deck competition winner at NICASA branch level and represented at regional level. She has been a volunteer for many, many conferences, and she's a very, very active student amongst the NICASA student fraternity. So we are very, very grateful to have you, Divanshi, today. So how do you feel to be here
Thank
today?
you. Thank you so much for the introduction. I feel very excited to guide and for the session.
Yeah. So thank you so much, both of you. So let's start. And before starting, I would really like to know both of your CA journey, right from your academics, from the high school academics till how did you guys choose CA as your profession, and till your CA inter and then your articleship search by the time you entered Big Four. So kindly take us through your journey in brief. Take your time, and yes, Lakshita, you can start with your journey.
Oh, yeah, sure. So I have always been an academically inclined person. So in class 10th, I wanted to get into medical
Oh,
because I was
okay.
academically strong. So people usually say कि ये medical में जाते हैं intelligent people. So, but then there was my best friend. Her father was a CA. So
Okay.
he introduced me to a couple of topics around commerce. Like economics and business studies and everything. So it really interested me, and I was fascinated towards commerce at that moment. And I completely switched from medical to choosing commerce as my background. So yeah, that's
Great.
how I ended up choosing commerce. And then 11th and 12th, I was quite an academic topper. Uh,
Great.
so CA was always on the back of my mind. So I ended up pursuing CA, and I gave my foundation, and I was fortunate enough to score like 344 in my foundation. So I wanted to like after my foundation, I wanted to go for both groups in CA Inter, considering my academics. But then since I was also pursuing my graduation, so and I was doing like some interviews and some internships along with my um, CA journey. So I the process got a bit delayed, and I ended up giving both the groups separately. But fortunate enough to be clearing them in the first attempt. So yeah, that's how my CA journey has been so far. uh, yeah, and we will get into the interview experience as we get along session.
Sure, 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 sure. Divanshi, yes, your CA journey, please.
My CA, like choosing CA was not so much of motivational reason. I, as Lakshita, I've always been a academic topper in 12th. I scored rank one in the whole school. So for me, having chosen commerce, CA was the best option out there apart because BCom, to be honest, doesn't have so much prospects
Yes,
in financial and career growth wise. So I chose CA, and in foundation I cleared in first attempt, the very next attempt, and scored 304 marks.
great,
And in the next November attempt, I cleared both my groups in the first attempt itself.
great.
Wow.
And then the articleship, I think, shall we start to be बताना है? Search, articleship search.
Yes, yes, you go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, you go ahead.
So it was a bit because from IT and OC we were taught कि LinkedIn connections we have to go through and something, but वहाँ पर भी कुछ connections उतने बने नहीं. So I started approaching HRs, managers, associates on LinkedIn. Started connecting, sending connection requests to them, and
Hmm.
also bought LinkedIn Premium, which was a very bad idea. Send send them in mail, that is LinkedIn Premium option.
Hmm.
But fortunately, due to my connections in the NICASA, that I was pretty active, so I joined one group, Articleship guidance group. It
Okay.
was one of my friend only, and through that, the Articleship vacancy came through in the groups. We need
Hmm.
30 resumes, and we will shortlist from that, and then we will have the final round.
Okay.
So all of them sent the revenues and resumes, and five resumes were selected. One of was mine.
Okay.
Then I had the direct interview round with my manager, with whom in whom team I am placed right now.
Hmm.
So technically there are like three rounds. First HR, then their consultant who takes basic questions to determine are you appropriate for the round or not. Then there might be manager round, and the final one is director round.
Okay.
But
3 rounds.
fortunately,
Okay. Hmm.
huh,
Hmm.
but fortunately in my there was only manager round. There was no director round, and I was finalized by the end of the manager round itself only. I got the
Okay.
call the very next day.
Great. Great.
Yes.
So, tell us about your other interview experience at other firms also. You would have tried amongst a lot of firms, so kindly take us through that struggle also.
Okay. It was a pretty long struggle, to be honest, like 2, 3 months long struggle it was. I applied to all the big four firms through the portal reference, but none of them was giving any much result. I waited for like 20 to 25 days for getting an HR call. mailed them also. As the friends who referred, they were consultants in those big four firms, asked them
Hmm.
to pop up or reply to that HR mail to bring some attention to my resume. But it was all in vain. Okay, I lost hope. Then I started looking for the top 10 firms. I interviewed at TR Chadda
Okay.
firm, which is a top 10 firm. It is
Yes.
situated in Gurgaon office for the
Hmm.
IDT domain.
Okay.
Yeah, I got finalized for it, but I didn't choose because the domain was not for my liking.
Hmm.
Then there was choice at valuation domain also in SS Kuthari, I believe, or TR Chadda.
Hmm.
But they required like too much कि 2 साल वही करना है नो इंडस्ट्रियल स्विच वगैरह सो आई ऑल्सो डेंट वेंट थ्रू बाय दैट फिर आई applied to all the major firms, mixed domain firms, because I thought that I'm not getting any response from the big fours. So I applied to the medium-sized firms from which I can get exposure to all the domains which I aspire
Hmm.
to.
Hmm.
Then got one interview finalized for it. But fortunately, the very next day फिर मेरे EY से interview का call आ गया था. So I
Great.
dropped that idea.
Okay.
Yes. तो I think in this long struggle काफी मतलब होप बहुत जाती है ठीक है you need to be consistent and patient enough because after like 2-3 months I lost the hope to even join Big Four. All the connections, all the I made that were all in vain ऐसा लगा. So इसलिए you
Okay.
need to stay consistent.
Okay. I have a
Yes.
question I will ask you once Lakshita says about her before joining journey. So Lakshita, yes, take us through the articleship process. How did you
Yeah.
find and how did you join?
So my process for articleship hunting was quite different from Devanshi. So
Hmm.
when I gave my Group 2 examination for CA Intermediate, I
Hmm.
immediately started looking for an articleship vacancy because I was quite optimistic about my results. So I was like literally sending text to somewhere around 60 to 70 people on LinkedIn, the managers and the directors, or even if the partners, if they are in my connections. And I was quite active on LinkedIn, so I had pretty good connections who were able to like respond to the queries or
Hmm.
everything around articleship I had.
Hmm.
So I was fortunate enough, so मेरा नवंबर में एग्जाम दिया था मैंने नवंबर 23, and then in on Jan 9th, I got my result.
Hmm.
And on the same day, I got a call from Deloitte because
Okay.
yeah, that was the thing because मैंने काफी पहले से मतलब start कर दिया था my articleship fund. So I got a portal reference from a manager at Deloitte. It was just a portal reference, so I got my CV selected for the same. And then similarly, it happened with PwC also. For the manager, like gave me the portal reference. I got a mail for, and then I applied through the portal. And EY में क्या था कि an article like he himself insisted me कि मैं आपको portal reference दे दूंगा because I think there is a bonus kind of a thing for everyone who is able to join. So that's how मतलब EY का मेरा shortlisting हुआ है. तो I got call from 3 of the big fours. सो टिल दैट टाइम मेरे जब तक रिजल्ट आया तीन बिग बॉस का इंटरव्यू ऑलरेडी स्केड्यूल हो गया था. सो 9th को आई गॉट अ कॉल फ्रॉम द एचआर ऑफ Deloitte फॉर. सो देयर इज अ लाइक 4 rounds basically at Deloitte. Usually
Okay.
there's 3-round process at Big Fours. Firstly there's a HR round. So उसमें क्या होता है, very basic questions they ask you around what's your introduction, what are your strengths and weaknesses, तुमने कहाँ से ग्रेजुएशन की, कब की ग्रेजुएशन, तुम एनओसी ले लिया या नहीं लिया. सो वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, व्हाट आर योर स्कोर्स इन इंटरमीडिएट, कितने अटेम्प्ट लगे, दैट्स ऑल. सो दे बेसिकली चेक योर communication skills and if you're able to communicate effectively or not. Very basic communication skills. If
Done.
then if you're selected for the further round, there's a GD round, a group discussion round at Deloitte.
Okay.
At other big fours, there's no GD round, but in Deloitte
Okay.
we have a GD round, especially in
Great.
Deloitte.
Hmm.
So उसमें क्या होता है, you are given a topic and uh, you have there's a like 6 to 8 people का group रहता है.
Okay.
and there would be a manager or a director level person who will be supervising that round. And
Okay.
there's a 30-minute round, तो उसमें तुम्हें जो topic दिया होता है, you have to discuss among yourself around the
Hmm.
topic and
Hmm.
give a conclusion at the end of the 30th minute. So
Okay.
that's how it goes. And उसमें से कोई एक दो लोग select होते हैं, around 6 to 8 people or maybe so. After that, there's a manager round. So in that manager round, you're tested on your technical skills around auditing and accounting, to be precise, in stat audit domain. So they usually ask you questions around accounting standards, auditing standards. So वो थोड़ा technical round रहता है. They judge you based on your the knowledge you have from your intern.
Hmm.
तो that's if you're selected for that, तो फिर एक काफी formality वाला round रहता है, partner round. So
Okay.
they basically ask you around questions around your family background. अगर कुछ basics होगा तो they'll ask you around क्या मतलब accounting की very basic entries. So I was asked in my Deloitte interview from my partner, I was asked like, what are the 3 golden rules of accounting? So and the funny part was ki and when I like easily answered that question, because this is a very basics of accounting, right? And then when I asked it, so he told me that, just before you got interviewed, one of the rank holders got interviewed just before you, and he was not able to answer that.
Oh.
So so, so that was such a hilarious thing that people usually they get ranks, and then they usually do forget the basics of accounting or
Hmm.
the things they've learned. So yeah, that's how their process is. So I gave
Okay.
interviews at both 3 of the Big 4s, and I got selected in all of them. Um, so yeah, that's the process. That was the
Ultimate.
process for me.
And what was your GD topic?
My GD topic was, does deadlines impact productivity?
Great.
Yeah.
Good
So
topic. That is a very, very good
yeah.
topic. And without any work experience, handling that topic is very difficult because
I
तब तक
mean,
तुम study उसी में होता है ना, you didn't properly didn't
mm,
do any workplace experience, didn't have any kind of experience. So that's a good topic. And how much duration did your manager round go? Third round?
manager was somewhere around 40 minutes. So it usually goes for about half an hour or so. It's
Okay.
about that.
All of them were online?
Yeah, all of them were online for all the Big Fours.
Okay.
They usually conduct
Okay.
it online. But nowadays they're conducting it in an offline mode, I suppose, because Deloitte is like overseeing the GD rounds. I got to know that they had the GD rounds in the offline mode. So nowadays I think they're
Okay.
having it on offline.
Okay. Okay. And Divanshi, how did your interview experience go? Like, what questions did you face in your interview rounds?
My interview manager round lasted for 45 minutes.
Okay.
45 to 50 minutes, it was approx that.
Hmm.
And it was mainly about scenario based questions. Internal audit may you generally ask scenario based question to test the critical thinking of that person, how that
Okay.
person approaches the problem. So uske base
Hmm.
pe you get to know how the mindset works.
Okay.
And some basic resume questions were there about my experience because I did an internship also.
Okay.
And basic depreciation questions, GST entries were asked. How would you pass on the entries? ठीक
Hmm.
है. And like 3 4 scenario based questions were asked, and then it was deep dive into that only कि what would happen if this ऐसा होता है, if this department adds on then क्या होता है. तो
If
ऐसे
you
multiple
could,
में.
if you could remember like any of the scenarios, which,
Okay, so you are in a production department, ठीक है, a
hmm.
production company, and there's a warehouse, but the goods were locked in while they were coming into the warehouse, but वो
Hmm.
warehouse में पहुंचे नहीं. So how do you account for that? What are the
Okay.
risks into that? Like in the warehouse, the goods are not there, but on the papers it is signed that goods have been reached to the warehouse location. So some questions were asked about that. Then insurance, how do insurance works? What other employees can take a disadvantage from the, sorry, take उसमें फायदा from the
Hmm. Hmm.
insurance. Okay. And अभी थोड़ा टफ है याद करना।
हाँ ठीक है, यू ऑलमोस्ट टोल्ड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस। एंड सेकंड राउंड तुम्हारा कंसल्टेंट राउंड था ना?
नहीं नहीं, आई हैव ओनली मैनेजर राउंड।
ओके, ओके, यू हैड एचआर एंड देन
टेक्निकली
मैनेजर राउंड,
हाँ
या
हाँ हाँ,
या
यस।
ओके, ओके, ओके,
But
नाइस।
in जैसे my friends have also given internal audit, so technically
हम्म,
there is HR की normal call आता है, then there is
हम्म,
consultant.
हम्म,
Consultant is the CA who has 1 to 2 years of work experience.
ओके,
So he takes up a short 15 to 20 minutes round on call itself, phone
ओके,
call itself. कि what
ओके,
are your, when did you pass your inter, and some basic
हम्म,
technical questions
हम्म,
only कि इसमें क्या है, what do you would do, कुछ internal processes पूरा मेरे से explain करवाया था, like what is O2C, what is P2P, that all
हम्म,
was being explained. Then
हम्म,
there is, then there is manager round after
हम्म,
the consultant, and then there's finally director round, in which the
हम्म,
director asks the most technical questions, the like some FM questions were asked, or deep dive into some that.
Yeah,
ओके,
and the questions around Excel are also asked a lot
हाँ
about
हम्म,
yes, कि do you
VLOOKUP,
know VLOOKUP?
HLOOKUP,
हाँ
HLOOKUP, pivot table, ये सब
हाँ,
तो पूछते ही है.
these are common questions. और कि do you like to travel, can you travel long distance, or outstation
हम्म,
can you do, ये सब
हम्म,
पूछते हैं. So it is
ओके,
advised you say yes to all of them.
ऑब्वियसली।
And when we ask them कि यार इतना work pressure हमसे नहीं झेला जा रहा, so they have this, the answer is कि भाई तुमने इंटरव्यू
You
में
agreed in the interview. But in
ये
internal,
तो
it
होता
doesn't
है।
matter which office you get, because you get to stay at the client place most of the time. Like I go to EY office less than 10 times a year. As said.
Yeah, same is the
शायद।
case with start audit also, because we usually go to office only at the review points. मतलब जब review होता है तभी हम जाते हैं office. Usually we are at the client place only.
हम्म,
We
ओके।
just go to catch up with the team as
ओके,
everything is going out of client place.
that's very good knowledge transfer, guys. Thank you so much for all the detailed answers. Now, very very important question. तुम लोग ही डिसाइड कर लो कौन पहले बताएगा। Why did you guys wanted to join Big Four for articleship? What were your factors which motivated you कि हाँ मेरे को इधर ही करना है आर्टिकलशिप, वरना मैं नहीं करूंगा कहीं और में? Why?
Lakshita, you go first.
So
You are
my
free of us.
So the major factor for me was because I want to join job. I want to continue in job for in the near future. So usme you get a brand value of Big Four. So that was
Hmm.
the one of the major reasons I wanted to get in Big Four, because at such an age, at such an early age, you get an exposure of like such a big client exposure, and you're able to groom yourself professionally very well in a Big Four as compared to a Mr. It's very and you're like able to improve your interpersonal and communication skills. So my
Hmm.
major factor for wanting to join Big Four was this major thing. So
Okay.
yeah.
Any other?
सो या मतलब मेजर तो वही था कि मतलब एक तो नेटवर्किंग की वजह से, एंड मतलब इंडस्ट्री, इतनी सारी इंडस्ट्रीज का एक्सपोजर यू गेट, मतलब
Hmm.
फ्रॉम लिस्टेड क्लाइंट्स टू प्राइवेट क्लाइंट्स, जो बड़े बड़े लिस्टेड क्लाइंट्स हैं एट डेलॉइट, सो यू गेट एन एक्सपोजर फ्रॉम उधर का, एंड यू हैव दिस डायरेक्ट क्लाइंट इंटरेक्शन, तो उसमें तुम्हारी क्लाइंट इंटरैक्शन के क्लाइंट हैंडलिंग स्किल्स जो होती है वो काफी डेवलप होती है इन स्टार्ट ऑडिट एट बिग फोर. तो दैट वाज माय मेजर रीजन आई वांटेड.
Okay. Like तुम पहले से ये भी डिसाइडेड थे कि स्टैट ऑडिट में ही जाना है?
या मेरा था कि मुझे स्टार्ट ऑडिट में जाना है.
Who told you this?
मेरा शुरू से था, बिकॉज आई डेंट वांट टू गेट इनटू अ नीश प्रोफाइल, क्योंकि
Okay.
वंस यू गेट इनटू अ नीश प्रोफाइल तो उधर से आफ्टर क्वालिफिकेशन इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू स्विच टू अदर रोल्स. बट इन अ स्टार्ट ऑडिट, बिकॉज यू गेट एन होलिस्टिक व्यू अबाउट ऑडिट, अकाउंटिंग प्रोसीजर्स एंड द इंडेस पार्ट, तो इंडेस एफआर वगैरह की तुम्हें साउंड नॉलेज हो जाती है, देन यू कैन स्विच टू अदर डोमेन्स एज वेल. बट वंस यू आर इन अ वेरी नीश प्रोफाइल लाइक transfer pricing or maybe FDD valuation. So it's difficult to navigate from those profiles to accounting backwards. So this was
I
my
wanted
main.
this answer, इसलिए मैंने पूछा who told you this. Guys, note down these are the important points. ठीक है, यही सब आपको हेल्प करेगा क्यों कुछ पर्टिकुलर फील्ड्स चूज करना है आर्टिकलशिप में, बिकॉज यस द फैक्टर शी टोल्ड इज वेरी मच राइट. ऑडिट में जब होते हो देन यू हैव ऑल द ऑप्शंस. आप बाद में आप फाइनेंस में भी जा सकते हो, किसी में भी जा सकते हो, अनलेस इट्स नीस टैक्सेशन प्रोफाइल. वरना तो नथिंग इज गोइंग टू स्टॉप यू. इंडस्ट्री में तो कोई नहीं रोकेगा आपको. इफ यू आर इन ऑडिट यू कैन इन इवन इन पीएसयू आल्सो आप किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में यू कैन गेट पोस्टेड इफ यू आर इन ऑडिट प्रोफाइल. Okay, because it gives you exposure around almost all the subjects because you are handling a particular client. So आपको पूरी तरह से आपको exposure मिलेगा. That's great, Lakshita, that तुम पहले से ही you decided and you had the clarity of thought. That is very good point to be noted. Divanshi, yes, you can add on the points. Why did you wanted to join Big Four?
My points are almost exactly the same. Because for in the late after becoming CA, I want to go into industry only or like in the job sector. So that's why I
Okay.
wanted to join Big Four only because it gives a brand name, and also I wanted
Hmm.
like पूरा अच्छे से exposure in that particular domain. मेरे को mixed domains में नहीं जाना था. I wanted to focus on a specific field only. So
Hmm.
that's why I chose Big Four क्योंकि एक पर्टिकुलर डोमेन में अच्छी नॉलेज और बढ़िया करियर ग्रोथ भी उसी में ही मिलेगा Big Four में.
Hmm.
And on top of that, client handling, तो you get to learn very good.
Yes.
Excel and everything gets good. And networking तो है ही on top. So
Hmm.
yes, mine was that.
Okay. Guys, see, I'm saying from my CA post qualification CA job searching experience. Okay. मैंने ऑफ कैंपस भी बहुत सारे जॉब्स ट्राई किए थे एंड ऑन कैंपस भी काफी सारे इंडस्ट्री. आई वर्कड इन द प्राइवेट आल्सो एंड नाउ आई एम वर्किंग इन द पब्लिक आल्सो. इन मोस्ट लाइक ऑलमोस्ट 60 to 70% प्राइवेट कंपनीज विच आर टॉप मोस्ट, वहां पे मैंने अलग से लाइक दे मेंशन देयर रिक्वायरमेंट्स. ओके, एंडिंग में वो लोग नीचे एक नोट लगाते हैं, इफ यू हैव बिग फोर आर्टिकलशिप एक्सपीरियंस यू विल बी प्रिफर्ड. ओके, लाइक यू विल बी गिवन एक्स्ट्रा इंपॉर्टेंस. और
Hmm.
समटाइम्स ऐसे होता है कि इट इज मैंडेटरी थिंग, ओनली बिग फोर आर्टिकलशिप पीपल आर अलाउड. ये चीज होता है और मैंने देखा है. ठीक है, उसके वजह से मैंने अप्लाई भी नहीं कर पाया बहुत सारे प्राइवेट जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज में. ठीक है, इट हैपेंस एंड यस इट डज मैटर. बिग फोर का जो भी आप आर्टिकलशिप में गो थ्रू करते हो, द ब्रांड वैल्यू एड सो मच एंड इट इज वर्ल्ड वाइड रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. बिकॉज बिग फोर कोई भी रिकॉग्नाइज करता है वर्ल्ड वाइड, आप किसी भी कंट्री में जाओ. So that is very nice. You guys pointed out the real factors. And now let's get into your work. What exactly do you do every day? And थोड़ा मैं आप लोगों का profiles के बारे में I want to delve into in. So yes, Lakshita, uh, kindly take us through your stat audit profile. Uh, Take your time. And how does the client handling goes on? And like, don't give us any confidential details, but just overview दे दो कैसे होता है starting से ending तक. And what do you learn? How does the day go? Just explain your work. How do you feel to work in a big four?
It feels amazing except for the work hours part. But
उस पे
okay,
सेपरेटली पूछूंगा मैं. ठीक है, उस पे सेपरेटली पूछूंगा. उसमें
sure,
इसमें मत
sure.
बताओ, इसमें ओनली अच्छी चीजें बताओ.
Okay, so basically, stat audit is a regulatory compliance which is
Okay.
mandated by law. So, as stat auditors, we are required to check the financials of the company कि जो financials company दिखा रही है that are true and fair. By true and fair we mean कि हम चेक करते हैं जो भी फाइनेंशियल में आइटम्स हम शो कर रहे हैं दे आर बीन प्रेजेंटेड फेयरली. मतलब कुछ उसमें फ्रॉड या कुछ भी मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन तो नहीं है, मतलब कुछ गलत
Hmm.
मैनिपुलेटेड अकाउंट्स तो नहीं शो करे कंपनी. सो
Okay.
आई विल जस्ट टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ वेरी, मतलब क्योंकि फर्स्ट ईयर आर्टिकल्स को यूजुअली दीज गिवन आर दे आर गिवन वेरी बेसिक एरियाज लाइक कैश एंड बैंक एंड ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस. तो आई विल टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस टू
Hmm.
get you an overview about क्या होता है audit.
Hmm.
So when we audit, like other expenses, तो उसमें we usually what would we check? We would check कि supporting documents जो है, कोई भी एक्सपेंस हो रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई लीगल एक्सपेंस है, हमने केपीएमजी से कंसल्टिंग सर्विसेज लिया फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो वो जो एक्सपेंस है वो हम सपोर्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट से वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं कि भाई वो सही दिखा रहा है कि नहीं दिखा रहा है, तो इनवॉइस में वो वैल्यू सही करेक्टली प्रेजेंटेड है या नहीं है, एंड वी चेक दैट इनवॉइस वैल्यू विद द एग्रीमेंट, क्योंकि हर किसी भी एक्सपेंस, कोई भी हम एक्सपेंस करते हैं, किसी भी पार्टी के साथ कुछ होता है, तो वी यूजुअली एंटर इनटू एन एग्रीमेंट, so we verify that expense amount from the invoice with the agreement fees, and thereby we check the bank payment tracing कि वही amount वो गया भी है या नहीं है पार्टी के पास. So that's how we usually are involved into the test of details procedure. Secondly comes your analytical part of it. Now अब कोई भी खर्चा है, you will check the कि कितना पिछले साल जितना खर्चा हुआ था इस साल क्या हुआ है, उसमें डेविएशन क्या है, क्या वेरिएंस है, उसके रीजंस क्या है. सो वी यूजुअली एज अ एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर वी prepare month on month or year on year variance कि फॉर एग्जांपल ट्रैवलिंग एक्सपेंस, तो पिछले साल हमने मान लो किसी एक पर्टिकुलर पार्टी से ट्रैवलिंग की सर्विसेज ली, and now it's been discontinued and a new party has been entered into. So what are the reasons? पिछली पार्टी के साथ हमने डिसकंटिन्यू क्यों किया, अभी के साथ क्यों कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं, so क्या वेरिएशंस है, मंथ ऑन मंथ क्या डिफरेंसेस आ रहे हैं, so we check that in the analytical procedure part. And now so that's how an audit goes on for different items, मतलब ऐसे अलग अलग items का अलग process होता है. Coming on to client end to end कैसे हम handle करते थे, usually firstly there's a planning meeting or process walkthroughs we usually go with कि to take an understanding of the client business process. तो सबसे पहले हम क्लाइंट का बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, उसके अंदर क्या रिस्क अंडरस्टैंड है, दैट इज थ्रू योर प्रोसेस वॉक थ्रूज जो होते हैं, हर जैसे अलग अलग प्रोसेसेस के अलग अलग वी टेक एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि क्या पूरा प्रोसेस क्या है, कैसे एंड टू एंड क्या प्रोसीजर है क्लाइंट का एंटर करने के लिए. सो आफ्टर दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग हम एक रिक्वायरमेंट लिस्ट बनाते हैं, तो फॉर ऑल द मतलब सारी आइटम्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट की क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, हमें क्या क्या डेटा का रिक्वायरमेंट है. फॉर एग्जांपल पीपी में हमें पीपी की लिस्टिंग दो, डेप्रिसिएशन का schedule दो, so that's how we ask for the listing part of it. Then comes your after preparing the requirement list, you assess the risk, and based on the risk the company के जो controls होते हैं, we test that controls की जो controls and they are operating effectively. अब जो रिस्क को मिटिगेट कर रहा है कंट्रोल, वो सही है कि नहीं है, सो उसके डीएनआई होता है, डिजाइन एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हम चेक करते हैं उसके एंड ऑपरेटिंग इफेक्टिवनेस, सो उसका प्रोसेस होता है. एंड आफ्टर दैट हम टेस्ट ऑफ डिटेल्स करते हैं एंड देयर इज अ सब्सटैंटिव एंड एनालिटिकल प्रोसीजर. तो वही एज आई एक्सप्लेन अर्लियर ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस के केस में, सो वी चेक द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पार्ट, तो टेस्ट ऑफ डिटेल्स आ जाता है. एंड देन जब हम एनालिटिकली चेक कर रहे हैं कि पिछले साल से क्या डेविएट हो रहा है, क्या है उसकी रीजनिंग क्या है, सो दैट्स हाउ दिस इज द एनालिटिकल पार्ट ऑफ इट. तो ये पूरा प्रोसेस रहता है जो उसमें constantly we are involved with the client for interaction, कुछ भी doubts होते हैं, so we interact with them, get our doubts solved. So that's what the process is. And your last question was, I forgot the last question you asked.
मुझे भी आते हैं क्या पूछा.
Okay, so yeah,
like today client handling I guess है ना.
I think ऐसे ही है. One audience question is there. How do articles support in processes of materiality calculation, risk assessment, and other pre-execution activities?
So at article level, we basically are not very much involved in the calculation of materiality. We're majorly into the test of detail and analytical part of it. So these the calculation of materiality and the risk assessment is basically done by the upper level management thing. So usually the managers and the deputy manager, they perform these things. So we're not very much involved in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yes, Divanshi, you take the lead. through your internal audit profile, what did you learn? How it is going every day? Like how does the client handling goes on? Yes, kindly explain, please.
Okay, so जैसे internal audit is like being a watchdog of the company. We evaluate processes, procurement, sales,
Hmm.
logistic, quality maintenance, marketing expense. So there's internal audit can be of the whole of the entity or like part wise, processes wise we can do.
Okay.
And we check if they're working efficiently, all the internal controls that are placed are doing working nice or not. और देन वी सी कि कोई रिस्क है या क्या कोई फ्रॉड है इस एरिया में, या तो कोई ढंग से वो काम नहीं कर रहे तो उन्होंने इंटरनल कंट्रोल लगाया क्यों नहीं है जहाँ
Okay.
पर होना भी चाहिए था।
Okay.
फिर वी डिप्लॉय अपनी रिपोर्ट जनरेट करते हैं, अपनी ऑब्जर्वेशंस बताते हैं कि वी सजेस्ट द इम्प्रूवमेंट्स दैट देयर शुड बी, ताकि ये प्रोसेस ढंग से हो।
Hmm.
तो अगर इंटरनल ऑडिट में बेसिकली अगर कोई ऑडिट शुरू होता है तो बेस पहले क्लाइंट का प्रोसेस और वो सब समझते हैं कि हाउ दैट एंटायर प्रोसेस इज बीइंग वर्कड ऑन। फॉर एग्जांपल इफ वी डू
Hmm.
मार्केटिंग ऑडिट, ठीक है, then we will talk to the marketing team. The HODs will show us how the department actually works, who from how the approval goes on, approval hierarchy क्या है,
Hmm.
and how does the processes work, कि कौन से कैसे वेंडर्स वगैरह से ये काम करते हैं, एग्रीमेंट्स
Hmm.
कैसे बनते हैं। ठीक है,
Hmm.
देन वी इशू द फर्स्ट लेवल डेटा रिक्वायरमेंट लिस्ट कि वी ऑल नीड दिस टू अंडरस्टैंड। then there is a thing called system walkthroughs. For example, is if marketing team is using of any software to log on into any journal entries or to
Hmm.
creating any purchase orders,
Hmm.
purchase requisitions. So we see how that software actually works because we don't know,
Hmm.
we haven't been learned
Hmm.
that. Apart
Hmm.
from Oracle and SAP, we don't know any other
Hmm.
software.
Hmm.
So we see if there are any lapses in that process. The team can manually edit something. So हम वो सारे checks करते हैं उस system walkthrough में। उसके
Hmm.
बाद we demand more data from the client and we do system checks, data analytics भी उस data पे जो मिलता है हम वो करते हैं, अपने observations create करते हैं, then we discuss internally with the client कि आपने ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया या फिर इसका कोई basic reason है जो हमें नहीं पता। तो then they provide their remarks एंड उसके बाद मतलब यही पूरे ऑडिट में चलता रहता है, वी प्रोवाइड डू सम एडिशनल चेक्स। फिर फाइनली प्रेजेंटेशन बनती है जिसमें वी गिव द ऑब्जर्वेशंस दैट वी हैव सीन and the risk that they're causing and the management actions plan that they can do. So at the end of the audit, we give that to the management head. And client handling is mainly with the department HODs.
Okay.
Like
Yes,
marketing,
yes.
the HOD, we will talk with them on the daily basis.
Yes.
How does that go on? Yes.
Get it. Great. Great explanation, guys. And can you just tell us the core structure? Like how does the hierarchy go in your particular department, like from the top to bottom? Yes. Divanshi, yeah, you can say.
Okay. So the generally it starts from the partner, and in partner there can be two more, three or subdivided teams. For example, in my partner cluster there are three teams, and in my
Okay.
team there under that partner there is a director.
Okay.
Then there can be a senior manager, then manager. Then there's a senior consultant who has approx like more than 2 years of experience.
Okay.
Then there is consultant, which is can be a CA fresher, 1 to 2 years of
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm.
Then senior articles and articles. So they can be analyst also.
Okay. So in a team, how many people? 6 to 7?
Ha, yes. Six to
Okay.
seven, you can say.
Okay. Yes, Lakshita, can you say the core structure?
Yeah, so core structure is kind of similar as the Vanchi portal. So
Hmm.
we firstly have a engagement partner who would be signing the financials.
Hmm.
Under him, we have an execution teams who are involved in the day-to-day client interaction. जो client के साथ data ले रही है, काम कर रहा है, they're majorly documenting the work. So we in the execution team we have articles and the assistant managers and the deputy managers, and then comes the reviewing team. So managers and above there they come in the reviewing team, and they usually check the documentation that is being done by the execution team. So वो verify करते हैं कि वो सही किया है कि नहीं किया. So they usually review. So usually in Deloitte we have the hierarchy is we have an engagement partner under whom we have a director. So a director might have multiple managers under him. So a manager, we have a deputy manager after a manager, and then we have assistant manager, and then comes us articles. So
So,
yeah,
okay. There it's going consultants, here it's going managers.
assistant
yes.
Okay.
managers. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I
Yes.
got it. Yeah. And what are the peak times in a year which do you like you face during your articleship? Like what are the peak periods in stat audit domain?
So in start audit, we usually the listed clients their last date for signing the listed clients is 30th May. So
Okay.
April and May are very hectic months for a
Hmm.
start auditor. So
Okay.
we are majorly involved in the listed client during the April and May month. And then comes your private clients. So unki signing we have to do till 30th September. So August and September we are involved in private clients.
Hmm.
एंड जो लिस्टेड क्लाइंट्स होते हैं उनका क्वार्टरली ऑडिट भी होता है. सो
Okay.
आफ्टर एवरी क्वार्टर वी हैव दिस लिमिटेड रिव्यू थिंग.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
so after every quarter, for say April to May का April to June का जो होगा वो जुलाई में you have to do the
Hmm. Hmm.
LR and everything. So usually whole year gets packed except for in November to January you can say entire year
Okay.
is quite packed up for us. And
Hmm.
yeah, October 30th 31st October में we have tax audit की date. तो
Hmm.
October पूरा tax audit में जाता है. So that's how the work timings
I
is
get
there.
it. I get it. कोई
Yeah.
दिक्कत नहीं. Yes, Divanshi, peak periods in internal audit profile.
Internal audit may like there are no such peak periods. Depends on the audit to audit assignment.
Okay.
Depends on the tight deadlines you have. But there, like May and June can be called a lean season. There are less audits though. Baki, though, it's nothing more like a peak period.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. And do you see the theoretical knowledge which you studied in CA intermediate, like it is getting reflected in your work? Like, do you see it coming, Divanshi?
I would say around 40 to 50% only. The
Okay.
original theory that we have learned in inter being used in the internal audit. मतलब,
What subjects do you see?
we can see audit mainly internal controls wala part.
Hmm.
Then GST somewhat and law not so much, but typically थोड़ा बहुत corporates and इसमें जाता है Companies Act वगैरह का related to.
Okay.
ज्यादा
Great.
उतना होता नहीं है, but mainly the thing required internal audit is critical and analytical thinking and
Hmm.
analysis based ज्यादा होता है, तो you need to be sharp in your analysis part. तो उसके बेस पे इंडस्ट्री टू इंडस्ट्री डिफर करता है कि व्हाट एक्चुअली डू यू नीड. थ्योरी
Okay.
का उतना यूज नहीं होता है इसमें.
Okay. Lakshita, what subjects do you see in your work?
So in start audit, we usually get a combination of like your accounts, auditing, and law gets
हम्म.
covered
Hmm.
from your
Hmm.
inter. So काफी practical application of your theoretical knowledge you can see in start audit, because that's why one of the major reasons people choose start audit over any other profile is because CA final की studies में भी you get a lot of help, because
Yes.
for any तुम्हारे 3 subjects gets prepared after तुम अभी तो law is in SPM, but then your accounts and your FR and your audit,
Hmm.
that really gets covered in your CA final studies along with your articleship work. तो वो चीज है about start audit. And a lot of मतलब थोड़ा part of GST and TDS in terms of their statutory compliance वाला part भी आ जाता है. So yeah, काफी resemblance है theoretical knowledge and practical application में in start
That's
audit.
good because काफी सारे profiles ऐसे हैं CA बनने के बाद when you join the industry, no, there are so many profiles like where do you see zero resemblance from what you have studied. They
Yeah.
are completely different. Completely you have to
हम्म.
learn from zero
हाँ,
to
exactly.
do that particular work. That is good. And like an out of the box question. Do you guys see any kind of industrial training student like CA students in your department? Like they have done their articleship from some mid-sized firm for 1 year, and then they have come for industrial training in your Big Four in those domains.
Hmm.
ऐसा कुछ हुआ
I
है?
think it can happen because EY does provide industrial training,
Okay,
but I've not seen in my
that
I have not
happens
seen in my
less.
team too. That yes, that happens. Industrial training
Hmm.
vacancies are open in EY.
Okay. Lakshita, do you see?
So industrial training opportunities and start audit are not usually there because industry में तो you can't even go for start audit. Audit can be performed by CA firms. CA
Hmm.
firms में usually they don't prefer मतलब in Big Four, so
Hmm.
they don't prefer people who are switching from different domains. So I haven't seen any person who's
Okay.
switching to.
In the chat box, Pooja is saying that people say we can't do industrial training if we are in stat audit profile.
No, that's a complete myth.
Okay.
I don't really
Depends on
resonate.
team.
No, that's even industrial training में people from the starter department are usually preferred. मतलब industrial training में कहीं पे भी तुम industry में apply करो FP&A domain में या फिर commercial banking या कहीं पे भी accounting compliance domain, you get preferred if you are from start audit domain. So that's the thing. It's complete, I would say.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the questions related to statutory audit domain, like we have discussed it in the starting only regarding the interview. So she has shared regarding that. And yes, like what do you feel are the pros and cons of joining your profiles? Like, yes, regarding the stat audit, what do you want to say? Pros and cons.
Um, Pros would be like firstly वही जो I mentioned कि you your CA final studies you're able to connect the dots between your studies and your practical application in articleship. तो वो काफी ज्यादा relate कर देता है CA final में थोड़ा help करता है कुछ majority of the subjects
Hmm.
in stat audit. Secondly, वही कि pros of a start audit because you get a lot of exit opportunities after your qualification. You are able to get into different profiles after
Hmm.
you qualify. So that was in the industry. So usually get preferred if you are from start audit domain. So that's the main pro I would say for getting into start audit. Cons would be the work pressure it holds, and I would say over, over time the things get monotonous over time क्योंकि the process of audit is compliance related तो वो तो process same रहता है तो
Yes.
at one point of time after 2 to 3 years your learning curve gets stagnant तो वहां पे तुम्हारा learning रुक जाता है because तुम same areas कर रहे हो क्योंकि तुम्हें significant areas नहीं दिया जाएगा articles would be usually won't be given any revenue area or any you would say lease related working or PPE वगैरह they कोई significant areas नहीं दिए जाते at an article level because they are managed by the deputy managers or the assistant managers.
Hmm.
They do this work. So over time working on the similar areas at before तो वो थोड़ा सा monotonous हो जाता है.
Okay.
That's one of the cons I would say.
Hmm. Good clarity. Yes, Devanshi.
In my area, I think the main pros that I'm seeing ki we get to experience different processes in every each assignment. They say
Yes.
in start there's like same requirements every once in a while you do that repeated the thing, but or internal audit में you get to do every new assignment. हर एक क्लाइंट का नया प्रोसेस यू गेट टू चूज जैसे अगर इफ यू आर डूइंग ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट पेरोल सेल्स का प्रोडक्शन का so you get to know all the various areas of the business. So
Hmm.
there is a pro also because after see if you wish to open your own business, so it will also help you ki what should internal controls I should keep in check, how to do that process. It gives you a lot of knowledge. Also, client handling becomes the best. You become pro at Excel
Great.
and communication skills और analytical thinking भी best हो जाते हैं. The
Hmm.
main challenge I see sometimes the travel depends on the team to team कि कितना travel करना पड़ता है and mostly audit फाइनेंस ऑडिट्स नहीं मिलते हैं,
Okay.
तो वो थोड़ा एक्सपोजर का लैक हो जाता है उधर।
Hmm.
बाकी सब सही है उधर।
Okay. Nice. So, uh, the most important topic, like, how does a work-life balance feel?
Let Divanshi cover this topic.
Yes, she will speak first.
वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस कैन बी मैनेज्ड
Okay,
if you are
but
in
it's not being
Gurgaon based.
manageable.
Currently, my client is so far, it takes me 3 hours to go one side. So it's not being manageable at all. So if you are like Gurgaon, generally we have Gurgaon के client और Noida के client. So
Hmm.
if you are in Gurgaon, तो best है. Out of in Delhi based, so it will not work out good. Timings, timings usually go from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It can go late to 8 or 9. Sometimes during like प्रोजेक्ट क्लोजिंग के टाइम या रिपोर्ट इशू के टाइम हो सकता है, या टाइट डेडलाइन सेट हो अगर असाइनमेंट की, अगर 1 मंथ में
Hmm.
ऑडिट कंप्लीट करना है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वीकेंड्स डिपेंड्स कि कितना, टीम टू टीम डिपेंड करता है कि बिजी रहता नहीं रहता। माय
Okay,
केस अभी भी मेरे को सीनियर की कॉल आ रही है।
happens. Happens. It's okay. Yeah. Yes, Lakshita.
So work-life balance in audit is, मतलब it's quite famous कि work-life balance audit में तो in start audit
Non-existent.
no, no, I won't say that, but yeah, it depends on team to team, of course.
Okay.
Um, because usually with the work timings are 10 to 7 to 8, it goes somewhere around without the peak seasons, but during peak seasons you can stretch up to late nights. You might even need to sit around 3 or in the morning, so that's how
Yes.
it goes. So yeah, because in start audit it's like a string. We have stringent deadlines. So जो audit करना जो specified budgeted number of hours तुम्हें allocated होते हैं उसी time period में you can do audit. You have this deadlines of forming कि भाई 30th May तक complete करना है, so you have to get it signed till 30th May. So that's why because of deadlines the usually work timings get stretched. So
Hmm.
work-life balance, I wouldn't say it's recommendatory for someone who's traveling a lot and then managing
Hmm.
work with
Yeah,
whole
it's okay. But
family.
I've seen people in internal audit जिसमें पूरा साल आउटस्टेशन रहता है।
Yeah, exactly. I
Like,
have also seen.
हाँ, the whole year the person is on one client and पूरे साल नहीं, rarely comes Delhi or back home.
wait, wait, guys. Good amount of struggle goes, but yeah, I can really assure that your struggle, whatever hard work you're putting in, that will definitely pay off once you become a
They're
CA.
worth it. Yeah.
It's worth it, and please keep doing the work you are doing. And do you see, like, in your department, are there apart from CAs, are the people apart from CAs, or only CAs do you see? Like, are there any kind of MBAs or like that in internal auditor strat out profile?
In internal audit, there can be MBAs also. Like
Yes.
my director is from a non-CA background. He
Okay.
had come from a science stream. So
Okay.
it can happen. Yes.
Hmm.
And
Got.
analysts are very common in our team.
Hmm.
Like BCom graduates, if you can see, so
Hmm.
they come in the team. बाकी तो आर्टिकल
Okay.
सीए वाले ही होते हैं।
Okay. Okay. Great. Lakshita, yes, you. Have you seen?
So in start audit, we mandatory need to be a CA for the getting into start
Hmm.
audit because usually only CA background के ही लोग we can see in a but even but we have these assisting people. We call it ACC team. तो मतलब 30% of our budgeted hours जो हमें मिलता है, you have to get मतलब जैसे कुछ असिस्टिंग रोल रहते हैं, जो भी कुछ compliance related काम होता है which in which not so much of analytical thinking is required, तो वो
Okay.
30% of the work is allocated to the BCom graduates, so they are
Okay.
called ACC in Deloitte. So unse
Okay.
we get our admin work done, so that's
Okay.
how it goes.
Okay. Okay. Great. So ultimately, like, what tips do you want to give to the articleship searching CA aspirants?
So I would just say that the process is very overwhelming. We have
Hmm.
already been through the same process, and that's why we are conducting this session so that you could benefit from this session, and it might help you guys to navigate through your journey of searching
Hmm.
articleship. But in meanwhile, in this process, you don't need to feel um, doubt on yourself. You don't need to मतलब अपनी self esteem मत you don't need to lower your self esteem, and मतलब सबका same process, and सबको इस मतलब it is overwhelming for everyone, or सब everyone has to go through this process. And even if you don't get a big four articleship, it's nothing. I mean, people usually do cry for मतलब लोग कहते हैं कि if we didn't get into big four, we are not able to get good things in career, we won't be able to do. But after qualification also, a lot of jobs, a lot of मेरे in big four, in Deloitte mostly I've seen जो भी assistant managers and deputy managers, they usually come from small size firms. They have done their articleship from mid-size or small-size firms. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि if you don't get an opportunity in articleship, so you won't be able to get an opportunity post-qualified in a Big Four. And even not working Big Four में ज़रूरी नहीं है कि to get, मतलब you can learn everywhere. So
Hmm.
and take this opportunity as a learning experience. तुम mistakes करो, कुछ भी करो, and just learn from it, I would say. Yeah,
Yes.
that's my advice.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah, yes, Divanshi, what do you want to say to the CA aspirants who are searching for articleship? Any tips?
Any tips? I would just say ki if you are getting a good domain, but not the big four that you want, you should go for it. Because ultimately the domain is also very important. What if you get some IDT domain which you don't like and you have big four? तुम्हारा मन भी नहीं करेगा 2 साल उधर काम करने का. So it's better if you get a good domain, but not the big four. You should definitely go for it.
Hmm.
But if you get the option between to choose Big Four and firm, दोनों से offer है, then obviously go for Big Four only.
Hmm.
And yes, this process, this whole is very time consuming and very frustrating. Because I
Yes.
know in my articleship process, Sai was with me and I was daily ranting about how I'm not getting calls, how I'm not getting anything. मतलब कोई LinkedIn पे भी कोई बात नहीं कर रहा है, no one responding, refer नहीं हो रहा है. So I know how it can be strenuous for you, but enjoy the journey because you will get it at last.
Yeah,
Yes.
All
and
the best.
start to prepare for your CA finals just after you get
हाँ,
into
yes.
articleship,
Hmm.
because this is
Like
one of
start
the biggest
planning.
mistakes.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Start planning for finals and SPMs that you have to give from early on. You can give the SPMs abhi bhi. You have time after articleship. You won't get that time to study for SPMs also.
Hmm. Yeah, one more important question. Does attempts really matter for Big Four articleship? Do
No,
people say it? No.
no, it
No,
doesn't matter. You just need. I feel just people just need a chance to get the interview and they can crack it.
Hmm.
Interview
so
attempts इतना matter नहीं करता.
Okay. So
Yes,
ultimately, the like तुम्हारा resume, it has to reach. That is the big
yes,
thing.
that is the
yeah,
big thing. Yes,
Hmm. Once you get the call
attempts
for
matter नहीं
the,
करता.
once you get the call, then it's in
हाँ.
your hand.
Because you have all the knowledge for that thing for that job, but you just need to get the chance. So attempt इतना matter नहीं करता है.
Yes. Right. So
so
guys, focus on the references, focus on the connections. They will help you a lot. And yes, वही sources ढूंढते रहो to send your resume. That matters a lot. And
Lakshita
uh,
was saying something.
या कुछ बोल रहे थे क्या?
I was saying कि usually मतलब Big Four का एक criteria रहता है कि 3 attempts में you have to clear a CA
Hmm.
return, and even after qualification also they say कि 3 attempts के अंदर you have to clear your finals to get into Big Four. But it's just a criteria thing. If you have a strong reference, if you are able to put your resume to the HR table, then it's completely up to you and your performance in the interview that you're selected or not.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
once you get the chance at the interview, then it's not a matter of कोई thought वो है नहीं कि कितने attempts है, but before that screening CV screening process में yeah it is actually important.
Also, guys, please approach to the articles क्योंकि they have all the knowledge about कितनी वैकेंसी है उनकी टीम में, so they can directly refer you. Not मतलब managers को भी करो reach out and directors को भी करो, but do refer to the articles also. वो बहुत
Okay.
ultimately help करता है. In my case also the article only referred my CV.
Okay. And yes, one more question just got it into my mind. How did you guys prepare for the interview? Like, what did you actually, क्या you learned to get ready for the interview? Because they are just not asking you only your theory questions. They are asking much more than that. Even for the GDs, and you had various scenario related questions. So how did you guys prepare for that, Lakshita?
Okay, so for the technical round, I usually prepared for the accounting standards. They usually ask you the accounting standards and मतलब जो केस सिनेरियोज वगैरह रहते हैं, they are also around the auditing standards या फिर accounting standards के around ही रहते हैं, तो you have to मतलब answer accordingly. या फिर जो first case scenario based question जो application based like Devanshi mentioned earlier, तो उसके लिए तो you can't prepare anything. You just need to know the process. And in internal audit, I think they usually ask around P2P process क्या रहता है, O2C process क्या रहता है, so HR process क्या रहता है, so they usually ask around that. But in stat audit, they usually ask your Excel abilities, basic your वही मतलब VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and तुम्हें basic understanding about XLI condition formatting. These are all the basic questions they usually ask. For behavioral questions, you just need to be, I would say, just be confident enough to portray yourself as a, at the end of the day, तुम क्या आंसर कर रहे हो इससे ज्यादा मैटर करता है कि हाउ यू आर एबल टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. मतलब अगर इवन इफ यू आर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट कोई किसी क्वेश्चन में, बट द वे यू showcase your analytical skills, मतलब तुम even if you don't know something, for example, so you just need to answer कि भाई usually लोग क्या कहते हैं, sorry I don't know, but instead you should be very
Try to
adaptive to the
answer.
question. Even अगर नहीं भी आ रहा है तो you can just say कि I don't have clarity on this question, I need to read on this and I'll get back to you once I read on this. So you have to showcase that you are adaptive to learn, you're keen to learning. So, and bus confidence is the key. Even if you are not able to be confident, just fake it. I mean, that's how it helped me, because I literally fake confidence in front of the manager and the partner out, literally. So it helps a lot.
Yes, Devanshi, you.
In internal audit, और specifically मैंने क्या prepare करा था, I read all the GST Acts, TDS on tips like main sections, and AS regarding depreciation, plant and property, lease, ठीक है, जो main AS होते थे, EPS वगैरह,
Defer tax.
and हाँ, defer tax, they ask
They
those
usually
questions.
ask.
GST accounting entries is very main, FM ratios. FM के बारे में हाँ, they asked me FM के ratios also. And for the application based questions, you can practice on the chat GPT. Like you can ask from give me the case scenarios. And for specifically internal audit, you need to learn P2P, O2C, प्रोसेस बाय हार्ट, एंड कि इंटरनल ऑडिट कब कब होता है, कौन सी कंपनीज पे अप्लाई होता है, आईएफसी क्या है, इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल्स क्या होता है. यू नीड टू लर्न इट बाय हार्ट बिकॉज वो कॉल पे ही पूरा प्रोसेस डीपली पूछते हैं, हर एक स्टेप पूछते हैं. तो उसके बारे में यूट्यूब वीडियोस से यू नीड टू गेट मोर क्लैरिटी ऑन इट. एंड
Vouching versus
बाकी
verification, IFC and
हाँ,
IQ5, इनका difference. ये सब, these are
ये
very like common questions they usually ask.
हाँ, और वही जो बिहेवियरल क्वेश्चंस है, यू जस्ट नीड टू थोड़ा बहुत तो लर्न करके चलो, बाकी यू कैन अडेप्ट इट ऑन योर सेल्फ. and also if you don't get any answer, तो थोड़ा अडेप्ट करके बोलो, लाइक ट्राई करो, उनको बोलो कि थोड़ा समझ नहीं आ रहा, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन इट मोर थोड़ा. तो माय मैनेजर लिटरली गिव मी हिंट्स टू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. मतलब केस स्टडी में कुछ पूछा, मेरे को नहीं आ रहा था, तो he gave me hints to solve that case study. So it was really helpful. You just show some enthusiasm in actually finding the answer. The interview will definitely help. Also, one thing you can do, if you're not able to answer 2 or 3 questions, then after the interview ends, you can write a mail to that manager. कि I read upon this and these are the
Yeah.
questions, answers to it. जैसे Lakshita said कि I will read upon it. She said in the interview. But how does the manager or the person interviewer know that actually you did it? So just reply to the mail. वो थोड़ा अच्छा लगता है, like you're one step ahead from other people. It
Yes,
gives you an edge. There's
great.
no harm in doing it, but you should do it for sure.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes, one more question is there in the chat box. If you have
Yeah.
Big Four articleship in your hand, irrespective of your domain, like you aimed for a particular domain and you didn't get it, but you got some other domain, and or you prefer Big Four only when your preferred domain is available. So which is more important? Like Big Four
Hmm.
irrespective of domain or Big Four only when you get your preferred domain? What do you say?
Big Four is preferred, but if the domain is totally not in your interest, like you
Yeah.
don't have literal interest in that, then definitely don't go for it. For example, you get
Hmm.
TP. TP is within a niche domain and you don't get opportunities later on after
Hmm.
doing that.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
definitely don't go for it just for the namesake कि मेरे को तो बस Big Four मिल गया. Instead, go
Hmm.
for any mid-size firm or any other firm. So it depends on the domain that you are getting. Decide
Yes.
upon that you can manage it. It is upon your liking, or do you have any interest in that?
Hmm. Great. Good answer. And Tanya is asking on one more question. Could you please give some advice on how to strengthen the resume for applying to Big Four firms for articleship? Like, you guys did any special things or any particular skills to add on into the CV?
uh,
Uh, yeah, go ahead.
go
Yes,
go
yes,
go
Lakshita, yes, yes, sir.
So for CV, so uh, so your CV has to be differentiated. So basically, I also refer quite a few CVs, and so बेसिकली सीवीज में क्या वही सेम चीज रहती है, योर एकेडमिक्स, तुम्हारी जो स्कूल में तुम्हारी जो अचीवमेंट्स थी, दैट्स ऑल, एंड ग्रेजुएशन करे तो उसका स्कोर एंड योर फैमिली बैकग्राउंड, एंड कुछ कुछ लोग तो इवन पुट पिक्चर्स ऑन द सीवी, तो दैट्स नॉट रिकमेंडेड. एंड मतलब आई वुड से दिस even shows your CV that it's very outdated, because CV may you additional things which you can do if you are a CA aspirant and you are also pursuing graduation. तो graduation students के लिए you can always like pursue some internships, finance related internships काफी सारी होती है, even case competitions होते हैं, इतने सारे debate competitions होते हैं.
Hmm.
एंड इवन इफ यू आर नॉट ग्रेजुएटिंग तो काफी सारे आईसीआई के इवेंट्स होते हैं, कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, फेट्स, इतना कुछ होता है,
yes.
डिबेट, आईसीआई इतने जीके कॉम्पिटिशंस, एज दिवांशी हैज बीन अ विनर इन डेस्क कॉम्पिटिशन, तो डेक कॉम्पिटिशन, तो you can always participate. And additional skills में you can also have some certifications around. Maybe if you are one step, you want to be one step ahead in your CV, so you, if you have particularly some certifications, like for example I took some certifications around NISM and NCFM. If not that, you can even have some certifications, free certification around financial modeling, valuation, to showcase your learning skill that you're keen to learn, and you are one step ahead, and उसको portray करने के लिए you have to do something additional to get your CV there. कि भाई HR तुम्हारा CV क्यों देखे. That's मतलब when I put a, like मैंने एक बार post किया था about get about a vacancy in CR Articleship, तो I got somewhere around 600 CVs to be referred, and I went through all of them and सारे एक जैसे थे. भाई तुम लैंग्वेजेस नोन क्यों लिख रहे हो जब इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी, दीज आर द बेसिक लैंग्वेजेस. अगर तुम्हें कोई एडिशनल लैंग्वेज, इफ यू आर नॉट, मतलब कुछ स्पेनिश आता है, जर्मन आता है, देन यू कैन राइट. एंड बेसिक्स तुम ये लिख रहे हो I have completed ITT, I have completed OC. So these are the basic qualificating
Yes,
factors to get in articleship.
articleship.
What else do you have in your bucket
Hmm.
list that
Hmm.
differentiates you? Is what is the मतलब वो तुम होगा तभी तो CV shortlist होगा without any strong reasons.
Exactly. You can
Right.
also do a Excel master class. It
Yeah.
keeps your edge ahead because stat और internal दोनों में Excel बहुत strong चाहिए होता है.
Hmm.
So Excel masterclass or there's a site called Unstop. From there you
Okay.
can do case competitions or take part in any competitions.
Mm.
I also mentioned I won a case competition at Unstop and I mentioned it. It was really appreciated by them because
Great.
being evaluated on case comps is best.
Hmm.
And I believe I have also seen some resumes. डोंट गो फॉर न्यू स्टाइल्स की ऐसे हाफ हाफ पार्टीशन पे कर दिया फोटो लगा दी डोंट पुट फोटो इन योर
Hmm.
रेज्यूमे गो फॉर द बेसिक रेज्यूमे स्ट्रक्चर जैसे होता है बिकॉज इंटरव्यूअर्स वही ज्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं जैसे थोड़े न्यू को उतना नहीं मानते हैं आई हैव सीन दैट एंड जस्ट एज यू मेंशन कि लैंग्वेजेस वगैरह इतना मत लिखो एंड डोंट गिव योर बर्थ डिटेल्स एंड फादर्स नेम वगैरह आई हैव सीन सम रेज्यूमेस लाइक दैट एंड
Hmm.
you can do some NGO work or something social work तो
Yeah.
वो mention करके they definitely give you an edge upon that
Hmm.
or like don't copy paste the same information from other resumes की advanced knowledge about AS Excel pro पता नहीं ऐसा कुछ था I've read so introduce your own new words to it like GPT से ही change करवा लो but do that and highlight and bold those important words. It makes an effort.
Yes. Right. Good
Yes.
answers. Good answers, ladies. And one more question in the interview. If we don't know a particular answer during the interview, should we accept it in first attempt confidently that I don't know, or try giving 2 to 3 probable answers that we will not be with confidence as you are not sure? What do you say? What do you have to say?
I think you should try at least so
Hmm.
that the interviewer knows that you are not just saying upright no to it. कि I have no idea. But you should try to give or ask them for more additional details. How can I approach this question if you're not
Hmm.
even at all sure? अगर बिल्कुल ही नहीं आता then you can say I don't know about this. ताकि
Hmm.
तुम गलत आंसर ना दो then it will make a wrong impression.
Great. Anything you want to add on, Lakshita?
Yeah, likewise. I mean, um, if even if you don't know an answer, you should give it a try to karo to answer. जो भी तुम्हें related to that question, if you are having some points on that, so you should try and give those points to that interviewer. So yeah,
Hmm.
as
Okay.
Divanshi mentioned.
Great. And how much time we should wait for Big Four vacancies? Because first round has been completed and our due date is 31st August. I'm not getting it, but yes,
1
how much?
week,
Okay.
at least 1 week after the
After.
first round. Like it takes 7 to 10 days for them to reply. Or keep if a consultant has taken a round, so
Hmm.
take update from them or email to the reply from their
Hmm.
interview mail. Reply to that.
Hmm. Okay. Great. Any other questions, guys? If you want to talk to them or any other questions, please put them in the chat box because I'm having some rapid fire questions to them. Out of the box from Big Four. Now in 2 years, articleship does 1 year articleship covers every, yeah, this question was asked, I skipped it, sorry. Uh, does 1 year articleship cover everything so we can go to industrial training? See, this, even if you work for 35 years till your retirement, still it won't be enough because learning is a continuous process and 1 year articleship doesn't mean you have covered everything. Even if you do for 2 years, that doesn't mean you have covered everything in your domain. Okay, so आप अगर आपको इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग करना है जितना आपने लर्न किया उसके हिसाब से you just go ahead if you want to go for industrial training, otherwise there is nothing like you have covered everything. I'm saying
Yes,
it from the
exactly.
experience.
Like my seniors
And
have also done articleship from EY
Hmm.
only, but still they are getting new assignments in
Hmm.
the after
Hmm.
becoming CA. So there's
Hmm.
nothing like उन्होंने सारा EY में ही पढ़ लिया और कर लिया.
Yes.
Yes,
And in
Lakshita.
1 year of span, to me, usually you get accustomed with the basic process और क्या
Hmm.
audit tools है. For example, start audit में क्या tools है. तो in Deloitte we use Omnia and Livia. तो in 1 year you get accustomed to the process of audit. तो
Hmm.
एक साल में पूरा process तो you won't be able to get. But yeah, if usually people do go for industrial training after 1 year because if they're sure कि मतलब एक साल में तुम्हें समझ आ गया that you don't want to continue in this domain. That
Yes.
is the major reason people go for
Hmm.
industrial training after 1 year of articleship. So
Hmm. Okay.
And in 1 year you mostly do basic work. Like second year में
yeah,
main senior work आता है तुम्हारे पास, main workings जो होती है. Yeah, you can actually lead a team also in second year itself.
Great. 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 And yes, another question Shailesh has asked. I tried my best for Big Four but didn't receive any call because I don't have any reference. But now I have got offer from some firm from Mumbai and Stat Audit Award. So what should I do now? I think you have to just go.
You need to
If you're
analyze. Yeah.
if you're having any other options, please analyze. If you are from Mumbai and then if you're feeling that
If you can
yes,
ask them to wait, that firm to wait for some time till you get the big four call, then do that
hmm,
or else join it because due date is
hmm,
near. And
yeah,
a normal firm won't wait for so long for an
hmm,
article to join.
right. And Mahak has asked another question. If I want to have career in corporate, is it advisable to go for industrial training? Obviously, yes, because industrial training
Yes.
adds value to your resume post qualification. Yes, Mahak, I'm saying it from my experience. I have also done industrial training during my CA articleship, and it definitely adds value because even in your resume, the weight shoots up, and even for CA campus
Hmm.
placement, when you fill the registration form, there also it gives you an additional option to fill for industrial training. If you're having industrial training, then you can fill another option and then you can mention the work experience. So it becomes an additional filter for the companies at the campus placement also. So yes, definitely go for it. You will get the industry idea how exactly a company works. That is definitely yes. And Parul is saying I have reference in Deloitte and PwC, but no call till now. It was around 2 weeks. Okay.
If it was portal reference, then it
then fine.
depends.
Yeah, you might
Yes.
not be selected. Your CV might not have
Yes.
been shortlisted for the rounds.
Okay, sorry. If it was portal reference.
Yes, if like on the portal, we ask people to refer, but generally it doesn't gain some results like positive results.
Okay.
डायरेक्ट रेफरल से ही ज्यादा एप्लीके मतलब उसके चांसेस
Hmm.
होते हैं.
Hmm. लिमिटेड पीरियड है 2 years का and उसमें कुछ डिटेल एक्सपोजर मिल पाएगा इन जस्ट 1 year each firm. सी देर इज वी हैव टेकन दिस क्वेश्चन. देर इज नथिंग लाइक डिटेल्ड. जितना आपको 1 year में मिल सकेगा उतना आपको मिलेगा 1 year में, एंड यू हैव टू टेक दैट इन योर रिज्यूमे एंड देन take that with your post qualification
Exactly.
experience.
Because in one
Yes.
year, like you can be stuck on one whole assignment only, or you can get 3 to 4 assignments. So it differ on that, how much you
Hmm.
gain.
Hmm. Right. And Pav is asking, does getting into specific domain and later want to do practice in life affect us as we don't have experience in all domain?
So if you are very sure that you want to get into practice, then I would recommend you to consider joining some mid-size or a small-size firm. If you are
Hmm.
very certain that you will be joining practice after qualification,
Hmm.
because that way in Big Fours we usually get an exposure into a particular area. So if you are into standard, तो तुम्हें tax का कुछ knowledge नहीं होगा. So
Hmm.
if you are certain कि practice में जाना है, तो I would consider कि you should go for like a mid-side option. Yes.
Also, there are some top firms which give all exposure. There
Hmm.
are like top 30 firms are
Hmm.
there which give all domains exposure. So you can do that. You can also get that brand name of that firm,
Yes.
which
Yes.
really helps
Yes.
later on.
Right. Top 20 का तो काफी recognition है यार. Good
हाँ,
recognition.
yes, there are
Yes.
some firms.
And yes, Mehak is saying I should definitely go for industrial training. I want to join corporate. Uh, post qualification, irrespective of the exposure I got during first year. See, it's not, you should definitely go for industrial training, तभी आप corporate में join करोगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. If you go for industrial training, वो आपको additional weight देगा आपके resume में.
हाँ
But otherwise, even if you do your articleship in a mid-sized firm or a top 20 firm or big four anywhere, and you qualify it in your first or second attempt, आप आराम से corporate जा सकते हो. ऐसे कुछ
एग्जैक्टली
है नहीं है कि everybody who is working in the corporate have done their industrial training. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay. And then vacancies सिर्फ रिजल्ट के बाद ही आती है या बस रैंडमली आती है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ अवेलेबिलिटी? हाउ डिड यू गाइस सी?
आई
So
थिंक स्टैट ऑडिट्स तो आती हैं आफ्टर रिजल्ट्स.
या मतलब स्टार्ट में वैकेंसीज मेजरली आफ्टर मतलब जस्ट आफ्टर द क्वालिफिकेशन, मतलब जैसे रिजल्ट आते हैं सेम डे द वैकेंसी गेट पोस्टेड एंड गेट इवन वी गेट अ मेल फॉर गेट मतलब इंटरनल रेफरेंस देने के लिए. तो ये आर्टिकल्स यूजुअली गेट अ मेल की तुम्हें किसी को रेफर करना है, सो दैट्स आफ्टर रिजल्ट ही आती है मेजरली.
ओके
इंटरनल में शायद ऐसा नहीं है, टीम अवेलेबिलिटी पे डिपेंड करता है. जैसे हमारे
हम्म
में अभी 1 साल तक कोई हायरिंग नहीं हुई है.
ओके ओके.
यस.
कैन यू नेम सम टॉप फर्म्स which provide mixed exposure? ऐसा कुछ है? एनी आइडिया?
आई एम नॉट रिमेम्बर ऑन टॉप ऑफ द माइंड. नहीं.
ओके.
टीआर
आई थिंक इन विकास.
चड्डा
नहीं, टीआर चोटा इज डोमेन स्पेसिफिक. आई थिंक विकासपुरी में एक है फर्म. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर ऐसे, बट इट इज द टॉप फर्म, टॉप 30 में आता है वो.
ओके.
You could search it online.
हाँ,
You'll
it's
get a
आई थिंक ये पर्सनली रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा महक. एंड एनी एडवाइस फॉर प्री रिजल्ट ड्राइव? ऐसा कुछ आपने देखा है फॉर आर्टिकलशिप?
in my attempt it was not.
Lakshita, have you seen something like this for
तो यार
pre-result drive?
मेजरली ईवाई का प्री रिजल्ट ड्राइव रहता है, तो दे यूजुअली आस्क फॉर योर सीवी बिफोर द योर रिजल्ट्स गेट इंट्रोड्यूस. तो आई गिव द प्री रिजल्ट ड्राइव ओनली फॉर इंटरनल ऑडिट डोमेन. तो या मतलब सीवी, इफ योर सीवी गेट्स शॉर्टलिस्टेड एंड द सेम राउंड्स गेट मतलब वही सेम 3 rounds happen, and then if you are qualified, if you clear your intern, and then you'll get an offer.
But pre-result drive is very good option to get your CV stand out.
Yeah.
Because उसमें actually finalized है, offline interviews होते हैं. And how to apply में I think EY की साइट पे आ जाएगा या तो LinkedIn पे आ जाता है कि प्री रिजल्ट ड्राइव चल रहा है. ऐसे हमें ऑफिशियली कोई मेल्स पे आता नहीं है.
एंड काफी सारी फर्म्स में वॉक इन इंटरव्यूज होते हैं फॉर प्री रिजल्ट.
वॉक इन इंटरव्यूज. हाँ, great.
Okay, okay. And Shailesh is telling industrial training will affect our CA finals ka studies. See, this depends on your company where you are joining. Purely depends on your company because अभी जैसे बिग फोर में देर आर सैटरडे संडे इज हॉलीडे वैसे वीकेंड्स में, बट वर्क इज देयर, वो तो होता है. कभी कभी फर्म्स में यू हैव ओनली संडेज एज हॉलीडेज, तो वहाँ पे सैटरडे का भी वर्क रहता है फर्म्स में मोस्टली. तो फिर आपको फर्म में भी दिक्कत हो सकता है. इट्स जस्ट नॉट अबाउट इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग. मोस्टली इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग में यू हैव सैटरडे संडे हॉलीडे, बट दैट अगेन डिपेंड्स ऑन वेयर यू आर डूइंग.
कुछ
जैसे
में
मेरा,
सैटरडेज भी ऑफ नहीं होता है.
हाँ कहीं कहीं में नहीं होता, डिपेंड्स ऑन कंपनी ओनली. आई डिड माई इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग इन आईओसीएल, वो पीएसयू था, तो उसमें तो सैटरडे संडे वो तो फिक्स था कि उनका हॉलीडे है, तो वहां पे मुझे मिल जाता था टाइम. तो आई यूज टू मैनेज. तो दैट इज कम्प्लीटली पर्सनल. एंड स्टाइपेंड इन बिग फोर, ये तो शायद ओपन है.
इट्स वेरी स्टैंडर्ड स्टाइपेंड रहता है. फर्स्ट ईयर यू गेट 15,000 एंड सेकंड ईयर इट्स 20,000.
20.
ओके ओके. एंड एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस गाइस? एनी अदर थिंग्स? काफी सारे कवर कर दिए थे हम लोग ऑलमोस्ट. थिंक वी हैव कवर्ड फ्रॉम एवरी एस्पेक्ट. Okay, let the questions keep coming. I have just 5 to 6 questions, out of the box questions. So I will just ask the question. Yeah, rapid questions
हमारा
now. Yes,
इंटरव्यू चल रहा है.
yes. Just for some small entertainment.
This
So
is my
immediate.
director round.
See, both of you immediately answer. Okay. कुछ किसी के लिए वेट मत करना, जो मन में आ रहा है बस बोल दो. ठीक है? ज्यादा सोचना नहीं है. ओके. एंड what is your favorite movie?
by GST.
जब we met.
What did you say, Divanshi?
ये जवानी है दीवानी by
Okay,
GST.
great. What is your favorite song?
नजर
now
लाना. This is
Naz.
a
अभी
very underrated song, I would say.
it is
Naz.
good. It is good.
Nazar?
Nazar
Laina.
Laina from Ranjana movie.
Okay. Yeah, Divanshi, you?
Current favorite is Sahiba.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Sahiba.
And who is your favorite senior at the office?
Favorite senior. My first senior.
Sha-
The first audit I got.
Okay. You?
Shant Mundra, he's one of my AMs, so he's been kind of a friend-like character
Okay.
in my.
Great.
Friends are rare in Big Four.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
people you just
networks.
admire. Okay, you just admire. It's not about just friendship. Even if you feel someone is
हाँ
nice.
हाँ हाँ.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
admire my manager. He's very good at technical things.
Great.
काफी कुछ सीखने को मिलता है मुझसे.
Great. What is your favorite food?
Pav
Waffle.
Bhaji.
What? Both of you said the same?
Pav
She said
Bhaji.
she too said the same, I think. What did you say, Devanshi?
Waffle.
Acha, waffle. Okay.
You know
Okay.
that.
Yes. And who is your favorite hero?
Shah Rukh Khan.
You?
ऐसे कोई
Ritik.
कोई
फेवरेट
नहीं है फेवरेट हीरोइन कोई नहीं है ये क्या चीज होता है
I bet you must have many.
मेरा
मैं
छोड़ो
अपनी फेवरेट
गुड सेल्फ obsessed guys and yes the last question what is your best achievement till date what do you feel
So I got a scholarship in class 11 and 12, like 100% consecutive scholarship for 2 years. So
Nice.
that was for that my parents were called on the stage, and I also got a like Kindle tab in front of my parents. So that was kind of a sweet
nice
moment.
nice you Divanshi
Nice. Mine was getting first in regional pitch deck, Big Four, and LSR.
okay great I think you
मैं
should
क्या
have
saying?
answered that too with them. Okay. I will also say. Thank you, Mac. My favorite movie is, see, I'm a South Indian, so I will, you
He
guys
has a
might not be.
list.
नहीं ऐसा लिस्ट कुछ नहीं है एक तो है
Uh,
ही See, my favorite movie is Atadu. It is a Mahesh Babu's film, released in 2005. And my favorite senior at office, his name is Shiv. And yes, I admire him for his excellent guidance every day. And I love him. And favorite song is Violin Song. The song name is Violin Song, and you can search it on Spotify. And it is Allu Arjun's movie song. And favorite hero is Mahesh Babu, and heroine many. Favorite food is biryani. I'm a biryani lover, and best achievement till date. I think it is
PSU.
seeing. नहीं ऐसे नहीं है I think it is seeing my parents getting satisfied like seeing them completely satisfied and relieved that yes अब इसके लिए मुझे कुछ टेंशन नहीं लेना पड़ेगा कुछ संभाल लेगा when I felt that doesn't mean they said it openly but जब आपको feel होता है कि yes they are experiencing that feeling that is one of the best things you can experience as a child and yes, and there is one more question. Is there any chance to get in Big Four without strong referral? Gana is asking.
Depends
yeah,
on strong. हाँ. Article reference भी अगर मिले but direct reference मिले तो वो भी अच्छा है.
if you have a
Strong
very
में
strong
हाँ.
CV, so
Hmm.
then if your CV gets shortlisted, so basically even may I had an article reference, so that's not considered anything. And even in PwC and Deloitte, I got a portal reference, so just उसका इतना consideration नहीं होता. They just screen out your CV. मतलब ऐसे
Exactly.
so basis that अगर तुम्हारा CV strong है, then you might get a call even if you don't have a strong reference. So of course you have a chance.
Another
डायरेक्टर और
comment.
मैनेजर का
Yeah.
स्ट्रॉन्ग रेफरल कंसिडर होता है तो जनरली
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Major firms में hiring for stat audit खत्म हो गई. So is there a possibility that vacancies will come again? Any idea, or this is a market dependent thing, I think.
Yeah, it's a market dependent thing. So basically, अब शायद I guess next attempt के जब आता है result, then only the vacancy
आई थिंक
will
लास्ट
come.
अटेम्प्ट में बहुत वैकेंसीज निकली थी तो शायद
Yeah.
इस अटेम्प्ट में कम निकलेंगे उस हिसाब से
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So I don't think there are any more questions. So guys, what do you have to say? Okay. Let me say, uh, first of all, thank you so much. It's been 1.5 hours. I said it will go till 7:30 and it went. And thank you so much, guys, for being here. I didn't realize कैसे 1.5 hours चला गया. We just kept on talking and talking. It was very, very nice. And you guys being one of my bestest friends, it was very, very good talking to you guys. You guys have been really cool and answered it very clean with good amount of clarity of thought, whatever questions they had. Every question, no question was left unanswered. It was really, really nice. I'm very, very grateful to have both of you guys in my network and today in the webinar. This episode will be very soon airing on YouTube, guys. And I will share my YouTube channel also. Please subscribe to it. Just wait. Mm, Just wait, guys. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So all my episodes will be coming on my YouTube channel, and there will be many more episodes coming up. So, Divanshi and Lakshita, anything you want to say before we wind up the meeting? Lakshita, yes.
Thank you so much for having me here. And Sai, I've known him for more than a year, I think, and we have been great friends. He's such an inspiring person. I mean, having him host me was an honor. Really. I've seen him guiding CA students, or you've been an active member of ICA community as well. मतलब काफी speaker sessions he has taken so much. So I really get inspired by you a lot. So
Pleasure.
thank you so much for having me.
It's Divanshi.
आई थिंक इट वाज ट्रूली वंडरफुल सेशन मतलब ऐसे गाइड करना इट वाज वेरी गुड बिकॉज हमारे टाइम पे उतना कुछ था नहीं आई डोंट थिंक सो ऐसे सेशंस
Hmm.
वगैरह रेगुलर होते थे
Hmm.
वी नीड टू गो टू द यूट्यूब एंड फाइंड हाउ टू मेक रेज्यूमे हाउ टू आस्क फॉर
Hmm.
रेफर
आज आप लोग
गूगल करना
YouTube में
पड़ा था
जाओगे.
Oh, yes. We need to Google how to send the referral request to the on LinkedIn. So I think this was a well needed session, and
Hmm.
Sai has been doing it wonderfully. All the past 7 sessions were wonderful. He's bringing all the knowledge that he can, and is wonderful friend for now.
Yeah.
Pleasure is mine, guys. Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for making this Saturday very, very memorable. And it's a very good start for the August as well. So have a great month. Have a great year ahead. So thank you so much, guys, for all the feedbacks. Thank you, Mahak. Thank you, Ferdin. Thank you, Pav. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Shailesh. It means a lot to us. So chalo. Have a very good night. And I'm pausing the webinar.